Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Majin Starcraft, and today we're gonna bring you a match between Mug and ROOTKiWiKaKi. ROOTKiWiKaKi playing as the yellow Protoss and Mug playing as the orange Zerg. So similar colors, however that doesn't mean that these guys are friends. They will kick the snot out of each other, I hope. So a little side note before we actually get started and the players get started. Mug is labeled in the replay as oGsJ. If he is oGsJ, I cannot confirm this because I do not know anybody from OGS. I can't email, hey oGsJ, is this you? Can I use your real name? And do people should people know that this is you? Because clearly you have been labeled as Mug, and also your replay has been labeled as oGsJ. So we'll see. Meanwhile, ROOTKiWiKaKi go. Whoa, interesting. A pylon down here usually means a forge on the way, and forges could actually mean cannon rush. So we might see a little bit of cheese from ROOTKiWiKaKi. Now we haven't seen ROOTKiWiKaKi on my channel in a really long time, and we have never ever actually seen oGsJ. So it's gonna be a match of the titans in my opinion, because both these players are really high ranked. If this actually is oGsJ, I don't know. And we'll see how this goes, and let's see what does this probe lay down. And there it is, the forge. So we'll probably see any kind of proxy pylon pretty soon to get those cannons up. A little bit of chrono boost being used, getting more probes, and gonna have the slight economical advantage to ROOTKiWiKaKi. But again, does he have enough resources? Yes, I believe. No, he does not. Where are his resources? And he laid down a pylon here? Interesting. A pylon back there means a little weird play. There is a spawning pool on the way. What could this mean? Since there is no proxy pylon for those cannons, and this is all minerals, let's rack our brains. What could this mean? What could this mean? What could this mean? A lot of resources being funneled here. So I believe, will this thing lay down a nexus? Yes, it does lay down a nexus. So this will be a defensive photon cannon play for ROOTKiWiKaKi. So I suppose when a little bit of more resources come, a cannon should be laid down right about here. There we go, we have a cannon. However, this is not a strict wall, and so this is nice. Things can actually get out of the base. If oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I almost got a sneeze there. I had to sneeze there. And there is a second cannon. I don't know about this cannon placement. This will protect against Zerglings. However, what I'm worried about at this point is not Zerglings, it's roaches, because with that extended range, roaches can actually roaches can actually shoot the cannon from right about here, and one cannon will go down pretty fast to, let's say, I don't know, 5-6 roaches. Another photon cannon, so clearly this is a huge... Whoa! Speaking of economical builds, I was gonna say this is a all-in economical build for ROOTKiWiKaKi. So he's gonna transition his probes pretty soon and have a bigger income than the Zerg. He also has a higher harvester count than the Zerg, than good old Mug. However, Mug responds to getting a high yield. So despite the fact that his expansion is gonna be delayed, the increased income is gonna keep him in this game fairly easy. And he knows, because of Scouting Overlord, that ROOTKiWiKaKi doesn't have any kind of units on the map. He only has probes, so this expansion is safe, well, for a while. And there is a cyber core on the way, so a cybernetics core done, and we'll see how this actually plays out. It's interesting. I don't know who to say I'm favoring right now. I gotta say, for a very small amount, I'm favoring Mug, oGsJ, simply because, as I said, roaches can probably bust through this. Because the cannon placement is not the best in this scenario. This cannon is good right here. However, another cannon should be laid down here, or another cannon should be laid down right here. Have a little bit more reinforcing units on the cannons, just a little bit. Also, another reason is because, well, right now, ROOTKiWiKaKi, let's check out the units tab, only has one Zealot, while Mug has Zerglings, and let's see what else is on. 6 roaches on the way. Yes, give me a prize for ESP, ladies and gentlemen. Roaches on the way, so he will try to use these roaches, I suppose, or will he go for the defensive and try a very large macro build? The high yield is coming. A Twilight Council, interesting. A Twilight Council. What could this mean? Blink Stalkers, or just getting it as a tech building? We'll see what this means. There is the Twilight Council right there. Roaches, meanwhile, slowly making their way across the map. More roaches here. So, and this lonely Zealot moving out. So there won't be any kind of Zealot on the defensive end. What's this? Whoa, a Dark Shrine. Now this could be huge if ROOTKiWiKaKi actually manages to hold this force off and get a few Dark Templars out on the field. Those Dark Templars will just plow through the roaches, and the defensive will be secure. But now here comes exactly what I was saying. This lonely cannon cannot suffice against this entire mass of roaches, and now the roaches are gonna come in here, gonna do economical damage. This is actually a better position because we have the probes holding in the wall, and while the cannons are slowly shooting the roaches. However, the roaches are armored, and these things do 20 damage fixed. And there we go, we have another cannon falling, and these roaches just standing here. A couple of more reinforcing roaches, more reinforcing Zerglings, so it's only probe. Where is that lonely Zealot? I do not know. The Zealot is dead somewhere across the map. Meanwhile, we have a sentry here, so a sentry not gonna do that much, sadly. Will this finish in time? We have warp gates in here, so we do have 5 warp gates, but does he have enough resources to warp in 5 Dark Templars? I do not know. I really do not know. Dark Templars do cost quite a lot, and warping in, I don't know how many right now. Production tabs is only 1, and there is that Dark Templar gonna plow through everything. As you can see, just 2-shotting, 3-shotting, and ROOTKiWiKaKi has the GG because he knows that he devoted too much of his econ to this expansion and has lost too much. His probes have lost too much, and meanwhile Mug has got a high yield, which is continuously working. His base is continuously working. So if we look at the units lost tab, as you can see, KiWiKaKi has lost a lot of resources. So yeah, you can probably notice that the video isn't over, so we do have the rematch between these two guys, and we'll see if ROOTKiWiKaKi manages to actually secure a victory, or will good old Mug, aka oGsJ, completely dominate the Protoss. See you guys in a couple of seconds. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the rematch between ROOTKiWiKaKi and oGsJ, aka Mug. And oh my, what is this? I feel confused. This isn't Metalopolis. This isn't Lost Temple. This isn't the one of the 2 maps that have been continuously being played on every single game I've ever seen. What is it? I feel scared. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so we have a new map. Well, a new map. The map has been implemented since the start of the game, but I've seen very few games here. And the map is called Shakuras Plateau. So we are back on Shakuras, the homeworld of the Dark Templar. If you guys don't know your lore, I'm just gonna inform you. And apparently we have a Stargate inside the, well, a Stargate inside the water, and another one here. Let's see how many times they've actually used that thing on this map. Well, only 2 times. I can't believe that. They clearly must have used it more. And there we go. We have 3 times. 3 times used at Stargate. Probably even more, but I can't be bothered to look for them all. Meanwhile, we have... Meanwhile, I really gotta stop saying meanwhile. My meanwhile is... Huskies, take note. Take note. He says that as like it's some sort of catchphrase. It's not. And neither is meanwhile. Anyway, we have a pylon down here for ROOTKiWiKaKi, so will we see the exact same build, a fortlet coming down here? Let's check out the production tab, and no, we have a gateway, so we have a slightly more, a slightly better build when it comes to army size. There is a pylon. Meanwhile, we have a early pool as well for Mug. Well, not an early pool, it was a 16 pool. So you might wonder, but why lay them down here and not here? Well, this does mean that because you're laying down here and you're getting your wall in at this huge ramp, it means that you can secure your expansion quite easily. So this does mean, ladies and gentlemen, that ROOTKiWiKaKi is again opting to go for a very economical build. Didn't work for him last time. We'll see if this time he can actually pull it off. Now, to do note that there is no high yield expansion on this map. The only real interesting part about this map, in my opinion, is the lanes. And well, it's interesting in this type of spawning position. The small lane right here with one base between the two players. If you can actually have backdoors, you actually have backdoors to their main bases, so you can actually sneak your units inside the main, which is very interesting in these spawning positions. You also have an expansion that people can fight over. I don't know that if these players are going to fight over it. I honestly do not think so. Because, you know, it just doesn't make sense to try and secure this expansion just throwing half units. However, a Terran could go for this, even a Protoss. With a couple of cannons here and a good defensive system, he can just harass the Zerg player from both ends of the map. However, both players are securing their expansions at about the same time. We also have again that photon cannon play on the defensive. We have two Zealots here that are ready to give their life for Ire. Too bad Ire no longer belongs to them. It belongs to the Zerg, and they're on Shakuras. We have not much else going on. Speed is finally done for the Zerglings, so we'll see if the Speedlings will be able to do some kind of damage on a simulator. Finally securing the gas, so again going that whole full-on mineral play to secure a forge and a cannon and 3 Zealots. So right now, ROOTKiWiKaKi is doing a lot better. 8 Zerglings on the way. 3 Zealots and a cannon will be able to deal with those Zerglings quite effectively and quite efficiently. So we'll see if anything of this sort is on the way. And here come the Zerglings. Here come the Zerg. Oh boy, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. The Zealots are moving out, and the Zerglings are the Zerglings are moving in. What are the Zerglings doing? And the Zerglings, oh my God, run by, run by, run by. Very nice from oGsJ. Very nice from Mug. While the Zealots are moving forward, the Zerglings are gonna run past through that small choke point. Cannon not gonna do anything. Just damage a couple of Zerglings. Maybe even got a kill. I didn't even notice. And now all these Zerglings are killing a lot of probes. Let's check out. We have 30 probes for OGS from ROOTKiWiKaKi right now. 1 probe died. How many more? How many more? Only 1 probe? Only 1 probe? Really? I don't know if only 1 probe died or Root managed to produce a couple of more, but still that was a big hit. Meanwhile, across the map, clearly the Queen and the Zerglings have managed to take out the Zealots, so nothing really important there happening. Meanwhile, securing a very... whoa, this is interesting. So ROOTKiWiKaKi opting to lock himself inside the base. Probably not really good. What's gonna happen? Yeah, that is great. So he actually laid down the cannon. If you're wondering what he did there, he laid down the cannon to make sure no more Zergling run-bys, and now that the Zealot is here to hold the ramp, more cannons are being produced to come. But oh my God, we have Banelings, and Banelings are gonna bust through this, and Banelings do bust through, taking out the Zealot and a cannon. Zergling's gonna come in here, gonna take out another cannon, and with no reinforcing units again from ROOTKiWiKaKi, losing his Zealots in that early attack, which paid off for nothing because of the Zerg reinforcing abilities. This is just complete domination. Finally, a cannon comes in here and a sentry. The poor sentry is gonna fall, and now this cannon is done as well. Another huge economical damage and huge econ damage for ROOTKiWiKaKi to take. As you can see, he's losing a lot of resources, while Mug only lost a couple of Banelings and a lot of Zerglings, and Zerglings don't cost that much, and ROOTKiWiKaKi calls the GG. So the very, very aggressive Zerg player of Mug, aka oGsJ, dominating the economic play of ROOTKiWiKaKi. So I suppose things that could be done different, probably not going on for that early harass with the Zealots, and if he would have stayed with the Zealots on the defensive, he wouldn't have had the run by, he wouldn't have lost his Zealots here. He probably could have fought against this attack, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. The game is over, and that brings us to 2-0, a complete domination for oGsJ. Congratulations to him. Very nice, aggressive early Zerg play without actually being able to call it cheese. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe. We have more shows for you to enjoy. We have Majin Legends, and a episode of Majin Legends got put out with me playing as Tristana. We also have Let's Play Dead Space, and we also have Majin Reviews. Now Majin Reviews has only been updated once because no real games worth reviewing have come up. But hey, remember to subscribe, help the channel grow, and I'll see you guys next time.